Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day, whatever day it is that you're watching this. I've been posting videos early so you can kind of, get a jump on things if you want. So we are doing 5.3 again, so this is day 3 of it, and we're going to be doing multiple angles equations. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let me get this situated. Okay, so we are going to be we're solving equations again, just like we did on Wednesday. The only difference is today we're going to do multiple angle equations. So we saw something yesterday similar to A, where we have the interval between 0 and 2 pi, and we want to solve for sine alpha equals square root 2 over 2. So if it was on our unit circle, we grabbed our unit circle and we looked where sine is square root 2 over 2, which is at pi fourths. So we'd say alpha equals pi fourths. And we know there's another spot where sine is square root 2 over 2, and that would be at 3 pi fourths. So those would be our two answers. Those are our two situations where sine is square root 2 over 2 in an interval between 0 and 2 pi. Okay, so really, if you thought about it as a graph, you have your graph, it completes a cycle in 2 pi, and at square root 2 over 2, wherever that is, you'd have your two solutions. Okay, so then let's look at something with a multiple angle. On B, same situation, between 0 and 2 pi, so we're going to use a unit circle, but this time sine is 2 alpha equals square root 2 over 2. So what we do is we treat it the same. So we look at our unit circle and we find where sine is square root 2 over 2. So we found that it was pi fourths and 3 pi fourths. Okay, but we have 2 alpha equals pi fourths and 2 pi fourths. So what we're going to do, if we times by a half on both sides, and I chose to times by a half instead of divide, because if I divided, I'd have a fraction divided, and that's usually messy, so it's easier just to times fractions. So you'd get alpha equals pi eighths, and alpha equals 3 pi eighths. Okay, so let's actually pause for a second, because this looks good, but I don't know. I actually don't think that's enough answers. So let's look at what's happening. So when we graphed, we had our amplitude and then the period change. So this 2 would cause the period change. So if we had 2 pi, instead of completing our period in 2 pi, it would actually complete in pi. So our graph is actually doing 2 cycles in 2 pi. So if we look at this and we try to draw where square root 2 over 2 is, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 solutions. So I should actually be looking for 4 solutions, and I only got 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to back up a bit. We're going to say 2 alpha equals pi fourths plus 2 pi n. Okay, so normally I could get all of my solutions, if it's not in a given interval, by adding 2 pi n because of that repeating pattern over and over again. So then if I take this and times it by half again, because I want to get that by itself, I'd get alpha equals pi eighths plus pi n, meaning that every pi I am going to get this repeated pattern. Okay, and if I did that for the other one as well, so if I did 2 alpha equals 3 pi fourths plus 2 pi n, times it by a half, I'd get alpha equals 3 pi 8 plus pi n. So with this, I can now go ahead and find those ones that I'm missing, because there's 4. I've only got 2. I know these 2 are correct, but there's 2 others. So if I took pi 8 and I added pi, that's like pi over 1, which means if I had pi 8 plus 8 pi 8, that's the same thing as pi, I'd get 9 pi 8. Then if I took 9 pi 8 plus 8 pi 8, oh, you can't see that, I'd get 17 pi 8. Okay, let's think about this. 17 pi 8. Well, I know 16 pi 8 is 2 pi. This is outside of our range. So I've got my answer as 9 pi 8 and pi 8. Those are 2. I've got 3, so then I'm going to take this one. 3 pi 8 plus 8 pi 8. Again, we're adding pi, but because of this fraction, I need a common denominator, so I'm going to add 8 pi 8. So 8, 9, 10, 11 pi 8. Okay, that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. But just curious, if I kept going, 11 pi 8 plus 8 pi 8, I get 19 pi 8, which if 17 pi 8 was outside of our 2 pi range, then 19 pi 8 is going to be outside of our range as well. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 answers in a 0 to 2 pi interval that make this double angle here a solution. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a few examples from your assignment and a few that aren't. But yeah, that's kind of intro to multiple angles equations. So hope you enjoyed that video, and here comes another one.